Hello, welcome to Jade Coloring. For the color along for this month, I hope I get it done by the end of the month. I am pretty slow at coloring sometimes. I decided to do this Raven Guide page in the Fairy and Fantasy Grayscale coloring book by Christine Karron. I've really wanted to do this one for a while, so I'm pretty excited to get started on it. So I think I'm going to start with his face and the skin tone, and then we'll kind of work our way out from there. And I'm just going to do a thin layer of light peach all over his face. And just going in circular motions and with not too much pressure. I want to be able to see the light peach, but I don't want it to be too pressed down too hard, because I want to have a little bit of an opportunity to layer up on the skin. And the grayscale version really does help with learning where to place the shadows and the highlight. This one, I think the moon is kind of shining kind of this direction toward his face, so I'm going to try to leave the highlight toward the front of the face and see how that looks. It's kind of hard to tell, but I think this is part of his neck as well, in between the hair strands there. And then just a light layer on his hand as well with the light peach. Okay, I want to go in with peach and kind of keeping to the more shadowy areas. I'm going to lay down a layer of peach. Kind of on the inside of the ear. and along the jawline here, down by the neck and under the hair. And still kind of trying to use light pressure and going in circular motions. I'm just slowly trying to build up the color. It's been a minute since I've done a profile, just the profile of a face. Kind of using that peach around the hair, up around the side of the face. All it is just kind of layering the colors that you want to use for the skin tone and kind of going back and forth, building up a little here, smoothing out a little bit here, and adding a little bit of a lighter color to create like a highlight. And I'm just kind of hopping around and adding the darker peach color where I think it needs to go. And then in a minute we'll start with more of a darker color, like a sienna brown or something for the shadows. Just trying to kind of map out certain parts of the face. Kind of would be shadowy here where the key is kind of placed in his hand. So I'm adding a little bit of the peach to that. And where his hand meets his sleeve here, shadow is kind of, there would be like a natural shadow down there. And kind of in between the fingers here, I'm going to add peach into the in between them to kind of create that separation. Okay, I want to go in with sienna brown and just kind of pick up where we left off with the peach, adding a little bit more of a darker color and still kind of holding about middle of the barrel of the pencil to kind of keep a lighter lay down of that color. And just kind of going in the same areas where I put the peach, but adding this darker sienna brown for a more noticeable and defined shadow. Along the hairline here. Then I'm going to go in with rosy beige and just kind of pick out a few areas to add this in. Just to kind of take away some of the brown color. And the sienna brown. And put a little bit of this kind of on his lips. Okay, I'm still continuing on with his skin, and I'm going to go in with light umber and continue to work on the shadows. Just want it to be a little bit darker. I'm just trying to work in light, kind of circular motions. Then I want to go in with henna and just continuing where I laid down some of that light umber, just to bring a little bit more of a red tone to the skin. I'm going to go in with peach and just starting at the edge where I've left those, where I've done the light umber and the henna. I'm kind of blending those together and taking my pencil closer to the white space of the paper. I'm just kind of making my way around the whole face here. I'm just continuing to blend with the peach color. And then a little bit of a darker color, Nectar. I'm going to go back in and do a little more shading. I'm going to try focusing up here on his forehead. And I'm just taking Nectar along where the hair is and where shadows would be. Maybe we'll go in with a little bit more light umber, very close to where those already really dark shadows are from the grayscale. I'm just going back over those again. I'm going to take a little bit of pink. I think this is actually hot pink maybe. Just a very bright pink color. I'm just going to go very lightly, kind of in the center of all these colors here. I just want to bring it back to life a little bit more. And then take henna and continue to blend all this out, kind of keeping further back on the forehead. If I go closer to the center where the wider space is left, I'm going to be very careful not to be bearing down on the pencil very much. I'm just being very light-handed the closer I get to the center of this forehead here. Then I'm going to go in with a peach. And just doing a little more blending. Then I want to take my light peach and just kind of start toward the end of where we left off with the peach color and make my way toward the center of the forehead. Very light layer though. And along the outside edge of the forehead. I'm going to go in with the white and just slightly go in the center. Go back in with nectar. Peach. It's a little bit of a seashell pink. I'm just taking that kind of around the center here. Go in with the henna. Just a lot of back and forth, you know, touching up where you think it needs it with a darker or lighter color and just smoothing them all together. But it can be a little bit tedious at times. I want to go back in with light umber. And then I think just a few more passes with the peach and the light peach, and I think maybe it'll be good enough, you know. And then we could touch it up later if we need to. I'm going in with light peach. I'm just blending it all out as best I can. And just taking regular peach and smoothing out those edges a little bit more. And I'm just trying to do that around the whole face. We'll do this little small part here and that's peeking out through his strands of hair. I'm taking henna and I'm just shading up over here with that darker color, and then I'm going to go in with nectar. I'm just trying to be a little bit, choose less colors. It's mainly just all the pinks and the kind of reddish or brown colors from the Prismacolors I'm using, and just trying to layer those slowly in together until you create that definition and, you know, that kind of brought to life look, you know, for the skin. It's going to be naturally darker where his hair is kind of lying across his face, so I'm just going to go in with those, and then peach very lightly kind of over the whole thing, and then go in with light peach to finish blending that out, starting in the center and kind of working my way out. But this is a smaller face, so I am trying to not spend a whole lot of time on this part. So I'm taking henna kind of along the crease of his eyelid. And just lightly adding that there and along this hair here. This is light umber. And then nectar. I do kind of want to go kind of closer to the lash line, and then back up here on the eyelid crease and just going over that. Leaving a little bit of a highlight along the brow bone. And then maybe a little bit more henna, because that is a really dark shaded area. Then I'm going to go in with peach and just kind of blend those darker colors together with just a light layer of peach, leaving a little bit clear right there at the brow bone and in the center of the eyelid, because I want that to be just a very light highlight. And then I'm going to go in with the light peach and starting with the highlighted area, lightly going over that, working my way across the eye part, and then kind of in the center of the eyelid. I'm just trying to blend them all together. Along the bottom part here. And working my way down on his cheek area. This is Nectar. I'm just gonna add that along the eye. I'm just trying to work on this part of his cheek. I might leave a little bit of this section here on the cheekbone to be a little bit brighter for a highlight. And then bring this Nectar in just a little bit more across the face, connecting this section here across the side of his face from the side to like the nose part. Take in henna. I'm going to focus on this lower part of his face. Then a little bit of light umber. And peach. And taking peach, I'm going to start along the edge and trying to blend my way across. Not using a whole lot of pressure again. Kind of using the side of my pencil on this part. It's being a little bit tricky to blend in this part of the paper for some reason. I might have braid down a little bit too hard for some parts of it. little bit more nectar. A little more peach. Using a little more pressure than before. Trying to get that color to show up a little more. And then light peach, kind of starting lightly in the center of his face here where we left the highlight, and working our way outwards. Just trying to blend it together. I guess I kind of do want to put a little bit of this, like, this is PC993. And the name's gone. I can't remember if this is hot pink or rose pink. I think it might be hot pink, maybe. Just adding a tiny bit of this for a little bit of a flushed look. And then I'm going to go back in with light peach. Sorry, got distracted by that part. And just try to blend it out a little bit more. I'm going to take peach, do a little more blending on the slower part of the face. Henna along the jawline here. Going with a little bit of light umber. And then bit of nectar. Oh, there goes a pencil on the floor. I don't know why I'm dropping them all of a sudden. This is light peach. And I'm just going to go along the jawline here and blend those colors together. I'm going to take henna and go along here and along the jawline, kind of in the ear. And then light umber. And then a little bit with our light peach, starting along the edge here. I'm just going to go over, do a little pass of peach on this part of his chin, our jaw. Most definitely is in his chin. And then just a little bit more with the light peach. I guess we'll work on his ear here. And I'm going to go in with light umber. And kind of start where the ear meets the hair here. Add a little bit of shadow in there. And then kind of underneath right here. And then a little bit of henna. And then nectar. And back in with peach. And finally, light peach. Almost said light umber. Definitely not light umber, light peach. We blend all those colors out. Then I'm going to add a little more henna to the inside of the ear. It's gonna look kind of scary and like I'm really dark right there, but we're gonna blend it out with that light peach. So it will hopefully look not so dark. And then we have, we're gonna go with nectar and just add that in there. A little bit more light umber. And then our peach color. And then finally light peach. And this is sienna brown. I'm just gonna go try to blend those darker colors. That was peach, and then this is light peach. And I'm going to take nectar and go along here with it. Then peach. And light peach. Then I'm taking light umber And adding a pretty good layer of that along here. Alternating, you know, along each side of the strands of hair. And then henna. I'm going with nectar. Then peach. I just kind of go a little bit closer to the center and kind of start down kind of where I left off with that last color, and making my way further in and further up sometimes to blend those colors together so they're a little bit smoother. This is nectar. I'm going to go back in, make that a little darker. And then this is light peach, going in the center and just kind of blending all those colors out. Hopefully. Okay, and there's still this section of his neck. This is light umber. Add that just along here. And then nectar. I usually go with henna, but I think it does look a little bit darker in some of these places if you just use the light umber and the nectar sometimes. And we're going to have peach. And this is the light peach. And take that light umber just along here. Around the chin, kind of under the lip and down the chin. And then I'm going to take nectar and just kind of go over that light umber. I'm going to take peach, clear that off a little, and blend those together, hopefully. Take a little bit of henna. And then I'm going to go back in with a small amount of nectar. And then peach again, just going over all those colors. And making my way up. And just trying to get all these little parts of the face to connect and blend together. And this is light peach going along the outer part of the chin, because I want that to be a little bit lighter. And then make sure there's nothing no build up on that before we kind of blend it together. And just taking light peach and trying to blend that all together. I want to take a little bit of this salmon pink kind of along the bridge of his nose. I just wanted a little hint of that. I don't know why. I don't know if it makes a difference, but so we're going to work on this underneath part of like between his lip and his nose. So I'm taking light umber and going kind of under the shadowy part of his nose, kind of by this nostril here. And just kind of working that down. And then a little bit of henna kind of along this part right here. And then we're going to go with nectar. Having trouble seeing where his lips start. Let me take a closer look real quick. Okay. So I'm gonna go a little bit closer. I don't want him to have like huge lips because I think it would look weird. So I'm just trying to cover that white space up with nectar. Okay, and this is peach. I'm going to go in with light peach and try to blend these colors together. I think that works okay. It's not my favorite. I don't know why I'm struggling so hard to blend that part of his face out, but This is sienna brown. Just gonna take a little bit of that along here. And kind of in the bottom of his lip. This is nectar. Just a little touch up. Go in with our peach and try to blend that out. Okay, I'm gonna go with this PC 993 and just do a little bit of it on his nose here, a little bit on his lips. Along kind of the center of the nose right here. Okay, so I want to go in with maybe sienna brown, because this is kind of toward the front of his, where like the moonlight's coming in, so I don't want it to be too dark on this part of his face. So I'm just going to use some sienna brown to darken up some of these areas. I like for my pencils to be really sharp when doing the finer details of like the nose, because it's kind of hard sometimes to color the nose, or at least for me it is. It's one of the things that I kind of struggle with sometimes, because you can change the way the face looks completely if you do kind of not watch what you're doing with that. Okay, so just a little bit of henna around along here, just the tiniest amount, very lightly, and maybe a little bit kind of along the eye here and the nostril here. Okay, so now I'm going to use nectar and just kind of working my way along the nose here. And then peach, starting over here by the eye and the brow. Gonna work my way across the nose again, but a little bit closer to the highlight this time. Kind of want to take it along the side of the nose. Now light peach, starting up on the forehead. I'm going to work my way along the bridge of the nose here. And then kind of this part and the nostril here. And right now I'm just kind of trying to blend all these parts together here that we've colored in. Let's take a little bit of this hot pink, or 993, because I don't remember what the name of it is. I'm just kind of guessing. And I'm just going to go a little bit right here. Just a tiny touch of pink on that nose. I'm going to go in with rosy beige and kind of put a little more color on his lips. I'm just kind of outlining them. Trying to decide what color to use now. I think I'll go in with this sienna brown. I don't want them to be too purpley or pink. Okay, and then this is I think Clay Rose. It's 1017. I'm very lightly adding that. Okay, so I'm gonna take this pink rose and just go over his lip area. And hopefully it just kind of looks like a natural lip color. And if you want to do some touching up, you can. I might do a little bit of white for the highlight part. But not a lot, just a very light layer. If you kind of want to blend that, make that a little bit lighter. I don't know what color I want to do the eyes, but for now I might do some more touching up on his skin when I take a closer look at it to kind of see where, you know, if there's any touching up I need to do, you know. Add a little something here or there, but for right now I think it's a really good start. And I kind of want to start on his hair. Now, predictably I thought of doing it like a very black color, but I don't want him to blend in too much with the raven, so I'm a little bit undecided. I usually do go for a very dark brown. It's kind of my go-to color. So I don't really know. I think I might do just a really dark brown still with maybe a dark umber. But then I think it's fitting. I don't want to clash too much with the raven. I don't know. I'm so indecisive sometimes when it comes to the color of the hair. So I looked at some of my other, you know, older coloring pages to see what color hair I would like to do. I think red would be a little too out of place for a nighttime scene like this. I think we'll go with black. So I got my black, and I want him to be a little slate gray. Then we have espresso, and thinking about going in with a blue for a highlight. I'm not sure which one will kind of tie in nicely with it. So this is blue slate. I think might be the color I use for the highlight. So I guess we'll try this out and see how it goes. It might go terribly wrong, but it could be working out good. So this is black, and I'm just going to start where the darkest of the grayscale is with my black strands of the hair, and just kind of sketching out a section to start on. So I'm just going to very lightly add that on there, and then go a little bit further down here and add a little bit more of the black color, connecting them just a little. Okay, so that's the black color. My next darkest color will be espresso, and I'm just going to add a tiny bit of this to his hair. It's got a little bit of a brown tone to it, so the next color is going to be slate gray, and just adding the smallest amount of that. And then finally we have blue slate, and I'm adding that to the center of his hair. And then you can go back in with black. I'm thinking of going in with either a really light gray color or a white. I'm going to try white and see how I like that for blending out his hair. I think I like the white, but just in case, I'm going to get this really, I think this is 10% cool gray. I'm going to get that out just in case I decide I want to use that in certain areas that I may want to be a little bit darker. And you can go back over with that blue slate to kind of bring out that blue color a little bit more. But I think that's all I'm going to do for his hair. I don't want to spend too much time on it, and I do think that I like that. I mean, there's no going back now. I've already really committed to it, so sorry for being indecisive about the hair. I'm going to take the black color, and this is kind of a very darkly shaded section. I'm just going to kind of outline that as best I can. Go in with espresso, and then maybe slate gray, and just kind of blend those all together. I'm going to take black and outline this part of his hair that's closest to his face. And it's just a whole lot of going back and forth. I do work in sections. I do one section at a time and then make my way across, you know, the hair. You can kind of do like one color and all the parts of the hair at once. Like you could go through and do all the parts where you think you want the black to start and then just keep adding in. But I do like to work a little at a time with the hair. So I'm gonna go in, and I do like really sharp pencils when doing hair because it just makes the strands easier to form. That's slate gray, and then we have blue slate, and then white. Just gonna blend those together. And you can add a little bit more strands in with the black color and deepen the shadows. Bring a little more of the blue in and just kind of work until I get it to how I like it, and then work my way down. Espresso, slate gray, and then we have blue slate and white. Espresso, and then slate gray, blue slate, and I'm just blending them out. And I tend to get a little bit more efficient when I start the hair. Sometimes it's a little bit of a learning process in the beginning until I figure out exactly what I'm looking for. And even though I've been doing hair for quite a while now, I still do this every time I start a new page. So, and if I stopped doing the hair for a little while and went back to it, I think it would look slightly different when I picked it up again. And it's just one of those things. It just takes a little bit of time to get through. And then this is espresso. And then slate gray. Blue slate. Then the white to blend them all together. I start in the center and then work my way out. Gonna outline part of this top of his hairline that's touching the raven, and I'm being very taking really tiny like scribbles in there, and then I'm gonna go in with the slate gray on the top here, and then blue slate. And then finally white to kind of blend that out up there. It's a little bit of a tricky spot. So I'm gonna start just kind of doing the black section of across here. Slate gray. And then blue slate. And then we have white. Espresso. We have blue slate. No, that was slate gray, sorry. I knew I would do that at some point. And then we do blue slate. That's the second, or the last color to the white. And then we're going to take white. Then you can add a few black strands back in there. Kind of put this around the ear. And then I'm just kind of following how Christine Karron's already drawn. And then we have espresso. I'm being really light-handed with the espresso. Then slate gray. After that. And then we have blue slate. And I'm going to go in with white in the center and try to blend them all together. And that's pretty much all I'm going to be doing. I'm glad that his hair isn't very long. It's always nice. I like long hair when you get it done, but sometimes the process is a little bit tedious. It's espresso. This is slate gray. Blue slate. And then we have white. I'm just going to keep on working on his hair. Okay, while I'm thinking of it, I'm going to work on his eyebrows. I'm just going to take this black color and very lightly outline his eyebrow. I'm taking espresso and just kind of filling in parts of the eyebrow. I do want to maybe go in with this 70% cool gray and just kind of darken up parts of his eyebrow. And we can go in with a little bit of the blue slate along the front here. And then we go back in with the black. And I'm going to take this 10% cool gray and just kind of lightly feather that in to the eyebrow there. And I like that. I think that looks not too much, you know, just enough to color in the eyebrow. So I'm going to leave it at that. Okay guys, I think this is where I'm going to end part 1 of this color along. I think we've gotten a pretty good amount done. It's always the longest and most time consuming is working on, at least sometimes, is working on the skin tone and the hair. At least for me, it always takes me, I feel like, a huge portion of time to get that finished up. I'm going to finish the rest of his hair off camera, and when we pick up again, we're going to work on his clothes and hopefully get that done and then see where we go from there. But thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this first part of the tutorial, and until next video, bye!